The new emissions gap report issued by the United Nations Environment Programme is clear and uncompromising. If nationally determined contributions, the national action plans in climate, are fully implemented by 2035, global warming would reach 2.3 degrees Celsius, down from 2.6 degrees in last year's projections. That is progress, but nowhere near enough. Current commitments still point to climate breakdown. Scientists tell us that a temporary overshoot above 1.5 degrees is now inevitable, starting at the latest in the early 2030s. And the path to a livable future gets steeper by the day. But this is no reason to surrender. It is a reason to step up and speed up. 1.5 degrees by the end of the century remains our North Star. And the science is clear, the goal is still within reach. But only if we meaningfully increase our ambition. Our mission is simple, but not easy. Make any overshoot as small and as short as possible. Reach global net zero emissions by 2050 and move swiftly onto a progressive, irreversible, net negative pathway. And bring the global temperature increase back below 1.5 degrees by the end of the century. That means peaking global emissions immediately, achieving far deeper emissions reductions during this decade, cutting methane sharply, accelerating transition from fossil fuels to renewables, and protecting forests and oceans, our carbon sinks. Make no mistake, any period of overshooting will inevitably bring dramatic consequences, with lives lost, communities uprooted, and development gains reversed. But we have the solutions to make this overshoot as small, as short, and as safe as possible. That demands a massive scale-up in renewables and adaptation, backed by a surge in finance for developing countries. Renewables are leading that transformation and rewriting the rules of energy. Costs are falling, investments are rising, innovation is surging, clean power is now the cheapest source of electricity in most markets and the fastest to deploy. It strengthens energy security, cuts pollution, and creates millions of decent jobs. Leaders must seize this moment and waste no time in. Tripling renewables and doubling energy efficiency by 2030. Building modern grids and large-scale storage. And ending all new coal, oil and gas expansion in a just and equitable manner. The clean energy revolution must reach everyone, everywhere. But developing countries face crippling capital costs and a fraction of global investment. They also need far greater support to adapt to worsening climate impacts, protecting lives and building resilience. We need a quantum leap in climate finance to lower the cost of capital and expand concessional lending. Developed countries must lead in delivering predictable, affordable finance through multilateral development bank reform, effective debt solutions, and tools that crowd in private investment at scale. COP30 in Belém must be the turning point, where the world delivers a bold and credible response plan to close the ambition and implementation gaps, to mobilize $1.3 trillion a year by 2035 in climate finance for developing countries, and to advance climate justice for all. The path to 1.5 degrees is narrow but open. Let us accelerate to keep that path alive for people, for the planet, and for our common future.